deep by the Dukes. Jack Raffy gets there first. It's rung all the way around now. That shot towards the net. Stewart can't stop that one. And the Wellington Dukes are going on to the next round. Andrew Rinaldi ends this one. Just one encore. Don't book another show.
I'm joined by Andrew Rinaldi of the Wellington Dukes. Andrew, how is the season going so far for you guys, you think?
It's been going really well. We started off struggling at the beginning of the year, kind of trying to find our identity. And I think since the game in Kingston right before Christmas, before everyone got to go home, we just realized we got to play better defensively, and we have. And we obviously know we can score goals. We were scoring goals since the beginning of the year. So it's just nice to finally, play some defense, and we're obviously getting wins because of it. And look at the first round series is relatively not easy, but 5 games is always nice to win.
Yeah, in game 4 and 5, you came off relatively slow out of the gate, behind in the first period for sure. What really switched for you guys in the second and the third in those series? Because if anything, as fans, we saw a different Dukes team that we haven't seen in quite some time.
Yeah, well, that's another thing we got to be working on is our starts, but we can't really rely on it. But I guess we kind of have. John Juice has been giving us good speeches in between periods and trying to get focus. And once we're playing our game, no one could stop us. And like you said, in game 4, after maybe 5 or 6 minutes in, they couldn't keep up with us. And that's what we got to do all games, and I don't think anyone can keep up with us in our league when we're skating really fast and playing our game.
So going back to your style of game, you're one of 6 graduating players. You won the OJHL championship last year. Coming back with a smaller core group in Dawson Ellis, Daniel Panetta, Zach Ewens, just some of the people that are coming back on this season. What is the difference, you think, on this Dukes team now versus last year, regardless of the statistics?
The difference, I think we're a bit closer this year. Not to say we weren't that close last year, but I feel like a lot more, just like the hair dyeing, everyone on our team did it, and we feel just a lot closer. And once we're in those situations when we're down, we rely on each other being close and battling for each other, that we're able to overcome things. And like you said, we only have 4 guys who've been here from last year, so we're kind of trying to teach the other guys not to be too high, too low. And once we lost game 2, a lot of guys were a bit down, but myself, Doss, and Panny and Ewan told the guys, don't worry, it's only 1 game. You can lose a game 8-0 or 2-1, it's still 1 loss, right? So that's what we try to do, and I think a lot of guys are buying in this playoff round.
You've always been known to be someone very vocal on this team, a quiet leader perhaps, but how has your leadership approach changed since you've seen Colin Doyle last year captain this team?
Well, Colin was very quiet in the room, but he led by his actions on the ice, and that's what I try to do as well. It's not just scoring goals; it's coming back, defense, back checking, going hard every shift, and that's what Colin taught me, and that's what I'm trying to teach some of the guys on the team. And Colin also had some big goals that I would like to score, and I think I had a big one on Friday, I think. But it's not always about the goals; it's about the little things we do on the ice, and that's what Colin taught me.
Yeah, that overtime winner is why we are going to face Whitby next. But more onto the players that you're sharing this trip with. Ben Woodhouse and Frank Vitucci, you share a line with them. What have you been telling them? Because those are newer Dukes. Just
telling them that each shift, just forget about it if it's a bad one, and keep doing what you're doing. I think Woody's been playing like an animal in this playoffs. You saw with the pass on the OT winner. I don't score that goal if he doesn't make that beautiful pass. And then Tooch, he's a younger guy technically, but he's still 19 years old, right? So he knows stuff, and he's a shooter, and just got to get on the puck and tell him to shoot as much as he can. What's
John Druce been telling you guys, and how has his message changed compared to the end of the regular season and right now?
Well, he's just been telling us to stay the course, play our system, don't really worry too much about them, and just keep going hard. I mean, he's won couple things in his repertoire right now, and so he knows. We all respect him for that, and we listen to him when he talks, and just got to keep going and don't get too high, don't get too low is his biggest message. You're following
your brother, in a sense, heading to an NCAA college in Rochester Institute of Technology next year with Elijah Gonzalez. Talk about what your brother has been perhaps telling you, because he's finished his 3rd year with Union.
Well, he's just been telling me that it's going to be a step ahead next year, and it's going to be tough. You got to be ready for it. You got to work hard like you did this year. He was a big motivator for me, and at the beginning of the year when stuff wasn't happening, wasn't lining up, and he told me never to give up. And he's been through it and just keeps me in motivation, and he's probably one of the reasons why I wanted to go NCAA Division I. And it's nice to finally be rewarded for all the hard work I've had, and I know he's proud of me, and I'm proud of him, and I'm happy with his 3 years right now, and hopefully next year we can play each other.
What has the OJHL taught you as a person?
You know, it taught me to just be a better person, better teammate. You know, try to be more of a leader too in the locker room. You know, we also play a lot of games, so how to take care of your body and what do you put in your body, and after games, how you're resting and trying to get ready for the next one. And also, the good thing about playing a lot of games is that if you have one bad game, it's not the end of the world. You just got to focus on the next one, type of thing. And which was very good because my prep school was very short, so every game really mattered. And I'm trying to say that not every game matters, but try to like put it behind you and that you still have a bunch of other ones left ahead.
What would you tell right-wingers coming into this league right now, or perhaps just getting into this league?
Just come in with a good mindset, come in that you're probably going to play a lot of games and work hard, and if you work hard, you should be rewarded for it.
What are you studying at Rochester?
Probably going into business management. I haven't really decided fully, but that's what I'm probably thinking.
What's the last piece of advice you're going to ask John Druce before you leave?
I mean, he played in the NHL, just how it is, like how hard it is to get there, and maybe he can give me some tips and tricks. And I know he didn't go to college, but you know, like tips and tricks to how to actually make it there and what it is like there. I mean, I've already asked him a few questions, but probably just give me the little brief stuff. And,
all right, Andrew Rinaldi, thank you for your time.
Thank you.